Hello everyone, welcome back to ClickSense Solution. In today's video, I am going to answer some of your questions about ClickView to ClickSense conversion. I will do this in two parts. In first part, I will run you through a presentation where I will try to answer some of your questions, and in second part, I will show you how quickly you can transform your ClickView dashboards to ClickSense dashboard using ClickView Converter. So let's get started. Hi friends. Before starting to the part 1, let me say thanks to our sponsor, Predule Analytics Private Limited. Now, today's problem statement is from ClickView customer. What they say is they are in process of evaluating ClickSense and there are so many questions which they have for which they are looking for an answer. For example, what are the additional features they get with the ClickSense? Do they need to rebuild everything to move on to the ClickSense? What is the cost impact and what are the stages involved in the migration? Now let's see answers for each of these questions one by one. To start with, the easiest way to know the additional features the customers will get with the ClickSense is to compare ClickView and ClickSense side by side. Now to do this, what I have done is I have created a comparison matrix where we can compare features for both these products. And the first feature is Click Associative Engine. Both the tool ClickSense and ClickView are built on this technology. This is the patented technology using which you can see unseen insights from your data. And this is done using the power of Gray. The next feature is data connectivity. Both the tool ClickView and ClickSense are capable of connecting to any kind of data sources, be it your ERP, be it your CRM system, be it your cloud-based system, or be it your ODBC, OLEDB supported system, or it can be your flat files. The third feature is advanced data preparation. Using this feature, you can apply ETL logics while loading the data in ClickView or ClickSense. For example, you can create the data level hierarchies or you can transform your cross-step data into tabular data for the further analysis. The next feature is visual data preparation. Using this feature, you can get started with data modeling. You can join or concatenate multiple tables together. You can also create calculated dimensions or calculated fields. There are many more things which can be done using the visual data preparation, and this is only available in ClickSense. The next feature is guided analytics. We all know that guided analytics is nothing but the dashboard or the analytics created by IT and which is consumed by the end users. So ClickView and ClickSense both are capable of supporting the guided analytics use case. The next feature is governed self-service analytics. Now, all the business users would like to have a power where they can play with their own data. And that's where Click provides them this self-service capabilities using which they can create their own charts and graph into the existing dashboard, or they can create their own dashboards for their internal consumption. The next feature is augmented intelligence. Augmented intelligence is nothing but a combination of machine plus human intuitions. ClickSense has this cognitive engine which helps end users while creating charts and graph. For example, if I am the end user and if I were to create the charts and graph with the available data, I can simply ask cognitive engine to create charts and graph on my behalf. And then I can utilize that as per my need. Now the next feature is API support. Any enterprise level BI should be able to push analytics to the end users. Now what I mean by that? Say for example, I am the end user and I am using a portal for my all reporting needs. Then the BI should be able to provide me analytics at the same place, on the same portal. Now ClickSense does this using the power of API. Not only that, but you can extend the power of ClickSense by creating the extensions for a particular need. For example, you can create a write back extension, or you can create any charts and graph which is not available in the default library of the ClickSense, and this can be done using the API. Next feature is mobile app and the offline mode. ClickSense provides mobile app for Android and iOS devices. The good part about this app is it supports the offline capability. Using this offline capability, I can simply download the entire dashboard onto my mobile devices. Now how this helps is, if I'm not connected to internet or I does not have a connectivity with the ClickSense server, I can still play with my data and get the insights out of it. Now this is super useful for people who are always traveling. The last feature is cloud support. ClickSense has SaaS offering where you don't have to worry about managing the entire infrastructure. You can quickly get started with ClickSense. You can also install ClickSense on your private cloud using ClickSense for Kubernetes version. So this is comparison between ClickView and ClickSense. You can observe that ClickSense provides variety of new functionalities that ClickView does not have. But there are so many other functionalities that current version of ClickSense does not have, but ClickView has. So let's look at those missing functionalities. The first missing feature is finer properties to build pixel perfect dashboarding. In ClickView, there are a wide range of object properties available using which you can easily customize your object. For example, you can have object layering, you can have floating text on your charts and graph, and many more things can be done. In ClickSense, there is no default property using which you can do customizations. But you can create extensions to achieve some level of customizations. Extensions are nothing but the customized object that were created using the APIs to achieve some functionalities. The next missing feature is customizing font family for individual objects. In ClickView, you can easily change the font family or the font size of the data points available on the charts, and also the labels and the title of the chart. In ClickSense, it is not possible with the default properties, but it provides the external options to do that. You can use the customized CSS and create themes out of it, and then use it in your dashboard to change the font size and the font family. The next missing feature is built-in customized PDF report. In ClickView, there is a way in which you can create a customized PDF report. This was one of the best functionality of ClickView, where you can create your own monthly MIS PDF reports using your branding of your company. In ClickSense, this feature is missing as an inbuilt functionality, but you can achieve the similar functionality with add-on product called NPrinting and generate PDF using on-demand app generation method. So if you need this functionality in your ClickSense, you need to pay extra for that. The next missing feature is built-in alerting. ClickView allows you to set calculated conditions on the available data. So if your condition is met, ClickView will alert you whenever you open the app, or it can mail you whenever the app has been reloaded. In ClickSense, this feature is missing, but you can use add-on product called Click Alerting, which allows the end users to set their own alerting conditions and get alerted through mobile notifications or email. It also has many more functionalities which can help you to get alerted right on time. The next missing feature is bundle info load for images. Some of the domains requires images to be shown on the dashboard dynamically. For example, fashion industry or the real estate industry. ClickView allows you to load images as a data so that you can show dynamic images based on the selections. In ClickSense, bundle info load is not possible. So you cannot show the dynamic images based on the selections. But if you have to do that, you have to use free extensions, or you can create your own extensions for dynamic change of the images. The next missing feature is the publisher. So if you are using ClickView Publisher, then you will miss the loop and reduce functionality in ClickSense. Currently, there is no default way by which you can achieve that, but you can use the ClickSense APIs and code that functionality. Our second question was, do we need to rebuild everything when we move to the ClickSense? So the answer to the question is that you don't have to worry about rebuilding or changing your data architecture or row level security architecture. Now let's see how this is possible with the help of diagram. If you observe the diagram is divided into three parts: the front end layer, the back end layer, and the ETL layer. And out of those three layers, the back end layer and the ETL layer is same for ClickView and ClickSense. Meaning your data architecture, your individual data model, your chart level expressions can be leveraged as is when you move to the ClickSense. The only thing which you may need to work on is the UI. But when you convert your ClickView dashboard to ClickSense, your individual charts available in your ClickView dashboard will be moved to the master library of the ClickSense. Now how this will help is, once your charts and graph is available in the master library, all you have to do is drag and drop on the ClickSense screen and create your dashboard. So all you are doing here is just dragging and dropping the already existing charts. So you are not rebuilding everything, you are just leveraging what is there in the ClickView in the ClickSense dashboard. Now, when you do this, you will observe that most of your time which you have spent while creating or building the ClickView dashboards can be easily leveraged when you move to the ClickSense. Hope this clarifies your doubt about rebuilding the entire architecture when you move to the ClickSense. Our third question was, what will be the overall impact on the cost? Now to minimize the cost while moving from ClickView to ClickSense, Click has introduced a program called as Analytics Modernization Program. Now let's see what this program is all about. The AMP program enables three things to you. First, expand your organization's analytical possibilities. As I told you earlier, ClickSense has a capability where you can push the analytics to the business users. Not only to the business users, but with the ClickSense, you can extend the analytics to your customers and to your partners. Second thing, adopt next generation BI confidently without disrupting current operations. Under this, you can run ClickView and ClickSense side by side. So based on the use cases, you can divert your business users to either ClickSense or to the ClickView. By doing this, what you will achieve is you will get a power of next generation BI without disrupting your current operations. The point third enables you the minimized total cost of ownership with the flexible deployment and unified licensing. Under this, Click provides you a different options for a deployment as well as the licensing. For the deployment, you can either have on-premise deployment, or you can even deploy the ClickSense on the cloud, or you can go for the SaaS offering. For the unified licensing, what you can do is you can have the power of dual licensing, where single license can be used by a person for ClickView as well as the ClickSense. This way, AMP program enables you to leverage power of both the tools, ClickView and ClickSense. Now let's move to our last question. The question was, what should be the process of the migration? Based on person to person, the process of the migration may change, but I would broadly classify that into three stages. First, exploration stage. In this stage, you explore the ClickSense while your critical dashboard continues to be on ClickView. When you do this, you can actually explore all the functionality of ClickSense and arrive at a decision whether ClickSense can completely or partially take over ClickView dashboards. Once you are comfortable with this, once you arrive at a decision that yes, ClickSense can take over some of the dashboard, you can move to the next stage, which is the development stage. In this stage, you move all your non-critical ClickView dashboards to ClickSense. Now, when you do this, your end users will start playing with the ClickSense dashboard. They will get used to the ClickSense features. And then, once they are comfortable, then you can enter into the third stage, which is the final migration stage. In this stage, you move all your ClickView dashboards to ClickSense, and then you can leverage all the power of ClickSense. You can use all the different functionalities of ClickSense to do better decision making. I hope answers to this question will help you understand whether you should move from ClickView to ClickSense or not. If you are a ClickView customer watching this video, I would recommend that you at least start exploring ClickSense features. I am confident that ClickSense will help you boost your BI journey. With this, we move to our second part of the video, where I will show you how quickly you can transform your ClickView dashboards to ClickSense dashboard in a very minimum time. Let's get started with second part of the video. To start with, I'll show you which ClickView dashboard I'm going to convert today in ClickSense. So let me open that ClickView dashboard. So this dashboard is all about help desk management. Now you can see that this dashboard consists of 4 different sheets. First is dashboard, second is case analysis, third is performance, and the fourth one is the details, like case details. If you have observed in this dashboard, there are a variety of different charts and graphs which has been used. For example, it has the KPI object which shows the major KPIs like high priority cases, the new cases, the open total cases. Then you have the bar chart. Then you have another bar chart which has a different dimensions. Then you have a list box which shows the language in which you can see the data. Then if you move to the next sheet, you have a different pie chart, line chart, and there are a variety of different charts and graph which has been used in this dashboard. Okay, so while moving to the ClickSense, we will see that how these charts and graph are easily available using the ClickView converter. To do that, let me open ClickSense. For me, the ClickSense has been installed on my local machine. So I will use the localhost/hub as a link to open the ClickSense hub. In your case, you can use the link which takes you to the ClickSense hub. Now, once you log in to the ClickSense hub, you will observe that there are 3 dots on right hand side top. So once you click on that, there is a second option which says Dev Hub. When you click to the Dev Hub link, a new browser will open, and this browser contains a couple of tools. For example, single configurator, extension editor, mashup editor, widget editor, the engine API explorer, and ClickView converter. Using all these tools, there are a lot many things that can be done. But for today's video, we are just going to look at the ClickView converter. Now let me click on the ClickView converter. The moment I do this, it welcomes me on this screen and it asks me to drop the QEW file on this. So let me do that. So I'll just go to my folder, drag and drop the QEW file here. Now the moment I do this, what it will do is it is going to connect to the ClickView document and it will fetch all the metadata, and that metadata contains all your visualizations, your expressions from all the charts and graph, your dimensions from all the charts and graph, and your variable. Once the processing is done, click on the close button. Now on left hand side you can see that one tab has been created for help desk management. Now click on that tab. Once you click on the tab, Qlik will show you all the metadata which it has got from the QlikView document, like visualizations, dimensions, measures, variables, and there could be some objects which QlikSense could not convert. So that will come under the unconverted objects. If you observe the visualization tab, you will see that it has listed 4 different sheets. These sheets are the one which we have in our QlikView dashboard. Now when you expand this sheet, you will see a different objects available on that particular sheet. For example, in this sheet we have 4 different bar chart and 1 filter pan. Now the good part about this is that you can decide which of this object you want to include in the final QlikSense dashboard. So you can navigate to each of this sheet and see the different charts and graph available on that particular sheet, and you can decide, you can just select those charts and graph which you want to include. So for example, if I show you, so in sheet 3 we have only one table box. In the 4th sheet we have pie chart and a scatter chart. By default, Qlik selects all the charts and graph available except the filter pan. Now whatever charts and graph you have selected, you can also see them on the right hand side tab. So under the visualizations, you can see that out of 18 different visualizations, there are 12 different visualizations which we have selected, and out of those 12 there are 6 bar chart, 2 pie charts, 1 line chart, 2 table box and 1 scatter chart, and there are 6 filter pan which we have not selected. So this gives you a clear idea that what are the different chart type which you have selected from all of the available sheets. The next tab is the dimension. Here you can see a list of all the fields which we have used in different charts and graph on our QlikView dashboard. Then you can select and deselect the dimensions which you want to migrate to new QlikSense app. The third tab is the measures. This is again the expression which you have written in different charts and graph in the QlikView dashboard, right? But one thing to note here, that is a QlikView converter will not be picking up the expression which you have written in the text box. Now what I mean by that? So if I take you back to the QlikView dashboard, I told you that these are the KPIs, but in QlikView we do not have any object specially for the KPIs. So what we do is we create the text box, and using those text box we show the measure KPI. For example, let's say if I go to the properties of this, I can see that this is the text box and this is the expression which is written for this text box. Now if we go back again to the QlikView converter, in the measure tab you will not find that particular expression listed here, right? So you have to keep this in mind when you are converting your QlikView dashboard to the QlikSense. Now the fourth thing is the variable. Now here you can see all the variables available in the QlikView dashboard and which will get migrated to new QlikSense app. The last thing is unconverted objects. So for this particular dashboard we do not have any unconverted object. Now considering that you have selected all the visualizations, dimensions, measures and all the variables which we want to migrate to the QlikSense dashboard, all we have to do is click on this button, create app. Now the moment you click on this, what this tool is going to do is it will make all of this available as the master library in our new QlikSense dashboard. Now when we were talking, a new dashboard has been already created. So let's go to the hub and check if the dashboard has been created or not. Now let me refresh the page. Now you can see that a new dashboard has been created with the same name as a help desk management. Let me open the app. Now, currently there won't be any sheets available on this dashboard, because if you remember, we had seen that the UI in ClickSense has to be created separately. Okay. Now, let us first find it out whether all those charts and graph which we have selected in the ClickView converter, whether those have came into this new dashboard or not. So for that, let me first create one sample sheet. I'll just keep the name as it is. Let me open that, and then I'll go to the edit mode, and I'll directly jump to the master items. Now in master item, you can see that we have dimensions, measures, and visualization. So let me open dimension first, and here we go. So you can see that these are the different dimensions which we had selected. Same way, if I go to measures, these are the various measures which we have selected to be copied from ClickView dashboard, and then these are the various visualizations. Now all our visualizations, measures, and the dimensions got migrated, but I also told you that there is a base data model that also gets migrated while converting to ClickSense. Now let's check that. So for that, I'll just click on the prepare and go to the data model viewer. Now this will show me the entire data model, similar to what we have in a ClickView as a table viewer. So you can see here the different tables and the linkages between them. Now if I go back to the ClickView, okay, let me go to the table viewer mode, and then you can see here the similar data model where we have the same tables like request, the case leads, case priority, help desk cases, and all, right? So if we check that on the ClickSense, we have the same thing like case leads, request, the help desk cases, and all, right? So this confirms that the entire data model got migrated to ClickSense. But not only the data model, the converter also copies the baseline script. So for that, I'll just go to the data load editor, and here you can see that we have the main tab where the variable has been created. There is one tab for the cases, and here you can see list of the tables and the script to load that table, right? Similar way, we have the translations. So this is the translation related tables. Now if I go back to the ClickView again, and if we check the script here, we should be able to see the same script. For example, if I go to the main tab, I can see the variable definition. I have one tab for the cases related tables, and there is one tab for the translations, right? So you can see that the entire script also got migrated from ClickView to ClickSense. Okay, now let's go back to the sheet, and what we will do now is we'll try to create the similar dashboard what we have in the ClickView. So let's do that. Now let's go to ClickView dashboard, and what we will do is we'll first create these KPIs in the ClickSense dashboard. Now we know that in ClickView this has been created using the list box, so the expression for this is not been migrated. So what I will do is one by one I will copy this and create the KPI object in the ClickSense. So to start with, let me copy the expression for the higher priority cases. I'll just copy this, say okay, go to the ClickSense, and instead of directly creating the KPI, I will create the master item so that later on we can reuse those expressions if required. So I'll go to the measure and say create new, paste the expression. These are my high priority cases, and because this app uses a different languages, so we have a different expression for the label. So let's go back to the ClickView and copy that. So probably probably this is the one. Yeah, I'll just copy this, say okay, go here and change the label and say create. So we have created one KPI. Now let's go to another one. Let's go back, copy this. So I'll just do that very quickly. Okay, so this is the use cases. Go here, copy this, copy and put it here. So create new. Go back here for the new cases. Just copy the expression. Go to the ClickSense. This is a new cases. And for label, let's copy the expression. Paste it. It's done. Go back to the click view, and for the last one, open total. Copied. Create new. Open total cases. Go back to click view. Copy the label expression. Paste it. Done. So now we got all 4 expression copied. Now what we will do is one by one we can just go here. These are the one. So one by one I'll just drag and drop on the screen, and you can see that ClickSense will create a KPI object for me. Now by default you can see that the language is Chinese. Okay, so what we will do is once we create these 4 KPIs, we'll try and see that option how we can change the language so that we can understand that. Now the second one was the oldest cases, so I'll just realign them. Then the new cases 180 and the total open cases. Okay, and then let me add first of all, let's go back here. Let's check what dimension they've used for the language selections. So it's the hash language. Now they have used the hash, so I'm sure that they have used that to hide that particular field. So we will not see that particular field in the field list. So let's try that. Language, yeah, you can see that it's not available. Not to worry, we can just create a new filter pan, and then in filter pan we'll just go to the data and just say add, go to the function mode, and here we will just type that name. Okay, so now when I did that, you can see that this expression says that it's okay, I mean, which means that this field is available. I can just say apply, and then you can see that I have all the languages listed here. Now what I can do is let me resize it a little bit. Okay, and this is the language, so I'll just change the name. Just set done, and let's see if the language changes with the selection. Perfect, the language changed. Now let's go to the click view dashboard. Now what we will do is we'll try to create this bar chart in the ClickSense app. We don't have to create those we already have in the master libraries. Okay, so I'll just go to the edit mode. Now before actually dragging and dropping those visualizations, what I will do is I'll just resize this objects quickly so that we get the same look and feel, all similar look and feel what we have in the click view dashboard. So I'll just resize them quickly. Okay, so I'm just making one. Okay, so we have a space to add one more chart here. Now the chart which we want to move is this. So now we have a different names here. So let me go back to the click view and try to understand what is the name given here. Okay, so we can see the title is this calculated, and it has the index is equal to 11. So I'll just go to the ClickSense, and here we say that okay, this is the index 11. Just drag and drop that. Okay, so we have got our first chart. Then let's check the index ID for the second one. So it is 12. Go back, and this is 12, so I'm just going to drag and drop that. Okay, the third should be 13, I guess. Yeah, I'm right, it's 13, and this is 13, so drag and drop, resize it, and then the last one should be 14. So let's confirm it. Yeah, it is 14. So there we go. So rearrange all the chart, and I guess we are done. Let's confirm on the click view side. Yeah, we've got all the KPIs, the bar chart. Perfect. So let me go to ClickSense and say done. So now we can see this is the similar dashboard. Now let's beautify this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll again go to the properties of each of this. So I'll just enable the property. I'll just go here, go to appearance, and let's change the color. So I would like to show this in the green color, or let's say this is the old one. I'll just disable this, go here, change the color to, let's say this one, or let me make it darker. Yeah, let's keep the same name color for this, and for this let's go here again, change the color to something. I mean, this is the open cases, so let's make it red. Okay, and then we go here and let's keep the same colors for this, but let's change for all of them. So I'll just go here, just say edit, and this opens up the edit mode. Let's change the color. So go here, and instead of single color I'll just say color by dimension. Okay, say done. Go here, go to the edit mode, say okay, change the color from single to, let's say, by dimension, and same way I'm just going to change for this and just say okay, and change the color from single to by dimension. Now let me say overall done. So now you can see that this is how the dashboard looks like. Okay, so you have seen that, you know, how quickly we have recreated the same sheet which was available in the ClickView dashboard into the ClickSense dashboard. Similarly, within few hours you can actually migrate the entire ClickView dashboard visualizations to ClickSense visualizations, and you can easily create the new ClickSense dashboard. This is all about the ClickView converter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sure after watching this video, your ClickView to ClickSense journey will be smooth. If you have any questions about this, you can contact me through my LinkedIn or Twitter account. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press bell icon to stay updated when I update a new solution video. Till the time, bye bye and sayonara.